Hi, I'm Brian Fournier. I'm the SVP and General Manager of Fleet and Mobility for North America at WEX. So in my role, I'm responsible for the overall execution of the objectives, right? And that really translates into making sure that we provide more value for our customers. We operate across multiple segments of the business, whether it's public sector, the fuel retail space, end user, national accounts, and also fleet management companies. So we're servicing a wide range of customers, ranging from a single vehicle on up to hundreds of thousands of vehicles, our customer base. I mean, there's several components to addressing where the needs of our customer base. First of all, it starts with the underlying foundation of our business is based upon a closed-loop network, and that's much different in that we control where it's accepted and we control the quality of the data, right? And as we know from business today, data is super important to making informed decisions. That's part number one. Part two, genetically, we're a payments company also, right? So it's about making sure that we're helping our customers, regardless of segment, understand where they have abuse or misuse and making sure that they're controlling costs, right? So that they can drive efficiencies in their business. When we talk about the data importance, I would say the closed loop network itself, we're the only one in the industry right now that has a closed loop offering in the mobility space. It is a differentiator for us, and what that means is that we're capturing rich content about what a transaction means for a customer. And what I mean by that is where, quantity, who, vehicles, a ton of metadata around that, around the timing and potential misuse. So our closed loop network provides the most robust set and complete set of fuel purchasing data across the retail network, number one. Number two, data is used to make the decisions and to identify where abuse and expense management is necessary. The data that we use is now married together with telematics data, in addition to the transactional data. So the content itself is around the basic things like a quantity and product grades, but also it's married to what's unique for a customer. How do you want to track your expenses? Is it job? Is it vehicle related? Is it driver related, right? And that is really kind of the value that we provide, is that it allows us to align with how the operations of a customer base is going to work. Yeah, that's a good question. So why data is important to fuel management? Number one, we're in this really great transition period, in my opinion. We've spent 30 years developing ourselves as a leader in really trying to identify where the friction and abuse is happening. And most of that time, it's happened around a human being, a driver, right? And what we do is we make sure that the driver is doing the things that they should be doing to adhere to the policy. The transition that's happening is now the decision is being moved over more gradually to the data that's associated with the vehicle. And I think what a lot is stimulating that is the energy transition. So EV vehicles, if you think about that today, in most charging events, there's not a transaction or a credit card involved, right? The vehicle is making the decision that it needs to be charged a certain amount, and location becomes an important part of that. Very similarly, I think the transition you'll see in the fuel space is that as we begin to bring in the vehicle data, we'll rely less on the behaviors of the driver to determine what the transaction should look like. So we get ahead of the abuse by letting the vehicle tell us things like what product, the location where it needs to be, the tank capacity, right? All of those things become part of making a decision to make sure that that energy gets in that vehicle. And in this case, it doesn't matter if it's petroleum products or if it's electronic or electric vehicles. So that's the place that we're at. Right now, you're starting to see that happen with telematics integration. Where we're driving towards is really using OEM-related data or vehicle-related data to infuse with our payments data to make sure that the right decisions are being made.